Hey guys, Kaylee here, and welcome back to the Honeystead. In my last video, I used our refractometer in our house to check some of our honey moisture content to see what it was reading. And today I figured it'd be fun to take the refractometer, head up to the apiary, and actually pull a couple of frames that are capped and not capped and test the moisture content between both of them to see what it reads, just to show you guys how important it is to be able to assess your frames. You don't want to waste that honey. These girls, they did a lot of work to make it, and it wouldn't be fair to spin off honey that has too high of a moisture content and potentially jeopardize your entire batch. Let's go see the girls. I'm gonna say you're gonna hear some noise in the background of this video, and it's because we are cutting in the driveway for our barn that is going up there, and they're spreading some gravel, so things are moving and moving fast, which very excited about that. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'll put the video above. You know, our farm, things keep going, so don't mind the noise in the background. Let's go check on these girls. Well, hi, girls. Oh, wow. Hi, girls. You guys are being so sweet. I went ahead and pulled out a frame, but I want to show you guys just a good example of what we're looking at. This right here, right up top, that is capped honey, and then you're going to see the nectar they're working on right beside it. And then here's a good example of the brood. See how dark it is? Don't ever think that this is capped honey and try to harvest it. Unfortunately, it happens though, but you know, that's where educating and sharing and teaching, that's where it comes into hand. So I think this right here, I say let's test this right here. This is capped, this is uncapped. Let's go ahead and see the moisture content between the two. And this is not a bad brood pattern. I mean, yes, okay, it's a little bit spotty right here and here, but they're already filling it up with nectar. These girls are so happy that the nectar flow is on, and they're taking advantage of the space. So I have my refractometer here, and I'm gonna go ahead and open it. We might see the queen on this frame, actually. I didn't even really give it a good look, but we'll see. The other thing to take into consideration too is when you're pulling your honey, try not to use as much smoke. Your honey will take that flavor of smoke, and you know, not always the greatest. So let's see where this camera is looking. These girls are being so gentle. For fun, I'm gonna stick this in right here, one of these cells. Pull a little bit, see what that is? And I'm gonna go ahead and drop some of it here. I might have to do a little more. I don't want to take too much because they need it a lot more than we do. And kind of rub it all in. Make sure that there's no air bubbles. And then I'll push the cover over, push it down really well. Okay, so this is not reading very bad, actually. I would imagine that earlier in the spring it would be a lot higher in moisture. I had to take a picture of it because my camera was not quite doing it, but it looks like we are like 19.5% moisture, which it's pushing it. So now I'm gonna dry it off, and we're gonna test a section that's already capped. And right here beside it, I think it's gonna be just fine. So dried it off, wiped it out, we're good to go. I forgot my toothpick. So I'm just gonna use, this little calibration screwdriver that came with it, and I'm just gonna gently uncap a very small amount. Sorry girls, I promise I'll hook you up. I know, they're like, what are you doing? This is ours. I'm like, yes ma'am, I know it's yours, but I want to teach and I want to show and I want to play with this thing. All right, so that is pushed down all the way. Yeah. It's definitely interesting to see the difference between capped and uncapped and the moisture content, because this is already within range of being a little bit more safer to harvest. And yeah, let me show you. So the capped portion of it that was right above the uncapped honey is measuring at 18% moisture content. So that's within. I like it a little bit lower. Again, these girls are still working. Our fall flow is happening. They're enjoying all the goldenrod and all the other things that are blooming right now. I'm gonna leave these girls alone, but I figured this would be a fun way just to show you guys just the difference between capped and uncapped, and just test the honey and see what the moisture content was. More or less what it's doing for me is just reassuring the fact that I am going to continue to trust the bees, and I'm only gonna harvest what's capped. Let them do what they know to do. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty and learn something old.